You know what's annoying? People pretending they don't want attention. Please, everyone wants attention. The difference is, for some of you, the idea of actually getting it feels like being put on trial for a crime you didn't commit. Yeah, that feeling when all eyes swing to you and your brain just exits the building. It's not cute. It's not just being introverted. It's a system crash. And you stand there smiling that tight little smile while internally you're calculating the fastest route to a fire exit. But sure, let's all pretend it's about humility. If this is already making you tense, good. That's the point. We're not here to coddle your social anxiety. We're here to look at why, for you, the spotlight feels less like a gift and more like an interrogation lamp. First, let's kill the fluffy narrative. This isn't about being shy. Shy is a preference. What we're talking about is a threat response. Your brain isn't saying, "I'd rather not." It's screaming, "Abort mission," and it's usually lying to you. The core of it? Judgment. But not their judgment, yours. This is the part everyone pretends doesn't apply to them. You're not afraid of their criticism. You're terrified of your own. You have a front row seat to every single one of your flaws, every dumb thought, every insecurity. So when people look at you, you don't think they see you. You think they're getting a live broadcast of that internal monologue, the one that's never impressed with anything you do. So you freeze, because it's easier to be a blank page than to risk someone writing the wrong story on it. Better to be a ghost than a target. And we can talk about past trauma, yeah, the embarrassing moment in grade school that wired your brain to associate attention with public failure, the hypercritical parent whose voice you've internalized as the audience, but that's almost too easy, too therapeutic. Let's get colder. It's about control. When you're invisible, you control the narrative. You get to observe, to assess, to judge from a safe distance. The spotlight steals that control. It hands the narrative over to a room full of people you've already decided are your jurors. You hate it because it's a loss of power. Your power to curate, to hide, to manage perceptions from the shadows. Yeah, people don't like admitting this. They'd rather call it social anxiety and make it a medical thing. Sometimes it is. Often, it's just ego protection, a sophisticated form of arrogance. If I don't try, I can't fail. If I don't engage, your opinion of me is invalid. It's a preemptive strike against rejection. But here's the mid-script twist, the uncomfortable one. Maybe it's not arrogance. Maybe it's the exact opposite. Maybe it's a twisted form of respect. Think about it. You assume people are paying that much attention. You assume their scrutiny is as intense, as relentless, as unforgiving as your own. You grant them the level of observational power they almost never actually have. In your attempt to avoid being seen, you've created an audience of omnipotent critics. You've given everyone else the starring role in your personal horror movie. They're not the villains. You're the director. So when you say you hate being the center of attention, what you really mean is you hate the center of your attention. You hate being forced to see yourself through a lens you assume is hostile. The spotlight doesn't change who you are. It just forces you to look at who you think you are in real time with an audience. And that's the quiet part, the lingering one. It was never about them. It was always about you, the version of you that you're so convinced is on display, the one you're so busy protecting, you forgot it might not even be real.